This is John.
This is Danny.
Welcome to Do You Know?
All right, so what's going on?
So I read that the number of people who are grandmasters in chess, okay, there are 50 times more males than females. Does that pan out to you? Does that make sense?
You know what? I play online chess. Actually, it does, because when I did play live, I'm thinking back to break rooms and with friends. I only recall a handful of female players, or who wanted to even learn the game or would come over and say, "Hey, I want to learn or I want to play," but no one who really was consistent. Online, I'm not sure, because everyone uses pseudonames.
Right.
So you don't know, it's not like they're going to have a picture of just like a girl.
Right.
It'll be like a picture of a ninja, But that's kind of what remember there was a Netflix.
Right, the Queen's Gambit. I think they're trying to attract females to the sport. But the reason why it was interesting to me is, 50 times. Like, that's a significant difference.
Yeah.
So, does that say something about the male-female brain? That, like, males are attracted to the analysis, the deep thinking, and maybe females are interested in baking and cooking, or maybe it just talks about, like, grandmasters, so maybe it takes several years, so maybe in like 20 years that won't be the case.
It could be. I can talk about from an elementary perspective, because I teach chess at some elementary schools here in the Valley. Usually I'll have about 10 male students and I'll have 5 female students in my class. But they're all competitive. So I would say the male students are a little bit more competitive. So in some of my classes, I've had female students come to me and say that they don't want to play in the tournament, but they don't mind playing in the practice. They don't want to play in the tournament because they don't want to be in that kind of competition. They don't feel good about it, because the male students are very high energy. They want to win. They're smacking the pieces, grabbing them off the board, and it's intimidating.
Right.
And I try to tell the students that a big thing of chess is patience, and that even though it's fun to win and it's fun to be aggressive, it's not really the place on a chessboard. It's supposed to have finesse. It's like you're supposed to shake your opponent's hand after you win. You're supposed to say, "Good game." You're not supposed to be like, "I killed you. I took all your pieces. I got 5 queens." Right. It's like bad etiquette. You know what I mean? So I try to teach them good etiquette. But again, it's elementary school, so the attention span is very short.
But even in elementary school, you can see that there's some difference.
Yes, yeah. But it could be the parents. The parents sign up the kids to the class. But for example, the person who runs the chess school that I work for is a female.
Okay.
She runs the whole thing for all of the schools.
Right.
So she's a good chess player.
Yeah.
So I would say she's the exception to the rule, because I've sat down with her and played her. She's a good player. Yeah. So pretty impressed. So yeah, she always had like a love for chess, and now she runs the chess academy.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
I did beat her. But she's a good player.
Right.
You don't know after just one game anyway. You got to play people, many times, and over time, because everyone can have a bad game.
Right.
You make a mistake, and
I wish the world were like that. I wish people got more chances. You know what I mean? Like, in the news, if you flub, you're done. You're cooked. You know what I mean? Like, I wish people were more like, well, you got to give them more chances. We have to, like, see more data.
But they were giving people 3 strikes.
That's in the jails, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if people had, like, that mentality of, oh, you know what? We haven't seen enough data on this person to really make a judgment. Like, people are so quick to judge a situation. You see a YouTube video and someone says the wrong thing, canceled. You're done. You know what I mean? Cancel culture.
Yeah, that's the culture.
It's like, people are like, yeah, but maybe he had a bad day.
Exactly. Maybe he had a bad day, but that's the excuse. Maybe he was drinking, or maybe she was. You watch these TikTok videos. I see why they're so popular. They are addicting because they're short,
Yeah.
and you just can keep watching them.
Yeah.
And you find yourself just going like, what? Like, I don't know. I found myself watching more of them than before. I still think that when they try to explain something with money, I'll give you an example. I watched this video, and he put 20 on the table,
Yeah.
and she put 20 on the table. This is 40 on the table.
Right.
Then he handed her 30 and took the 40 and said we both made 10. So it looks like it if you're watching it because there's two 20s. He got his 20 back plus her 20. That's $10 more.
Right.
And he handed her 30.
Right.
And it's just, I feel bad for the people watching it because in reality, he put 50 out there.
Right.
And she still put 20.
Right.
So he's actually down 10.
Right.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
But the way it looks is like, wow, we both made $10.
Right. Right.
So I've been
Yeah.
watching videos like that, and then I will, go to my social media and I'll put something like that, like a riddle,
Yeah.
and most people will agree with it. Like that makes sense. Like yeah, they both made 30.
Right.
And you're like, that's impossible. It's actually impossible.
Right.
And there's a lot of videos like that, which they're good riddles,
Yeah.
and when you put them, people get confused unless you really analyze it. I'll give another one for the listeners. 3 guys went to dinner. They each paid $10. So 10, 10, 10, $30. Waiter comes over, realizes he overcharged them. It's actually $25. Gives them back $3 and pockets 2. So now they each paid 9.
Right.
9 times 3 is 27. Waiter kept 2. It's 29. What happened to the dollar?
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, and it's just fun to do that, and then for someone to have to figure out what
Right.
actually happened.
Right.
You realize the food was actually 25, not 30.
Right.
So if you go from 25, 3 and 2 is 5. That's $30.
That's $30, right?
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, switching topics, Sweden has now gotten permission from their government to allow the first suicide machine.
Really?
So it's painless. It adjusts oxygen and carbon dioxide levels slowly. It looks like a futuristic chamber, kind of like a triangle. So they've been testing it out on people who are going to pass away anyway, and they'd rather go out their way. Like they don't want to wait
Yeah.
to succumb to the illness. They'd rather just go out.
Yeah.
And now they're going to basically make it the first legal execution, assisted suicide machine. I mean, wow. It's pretty crazy to think about.
So wait, so you suffocate to death? Is that
Well, what it does is it slowly adjusts the oxygen levels, but they say in a painless way. So, for example, if you sat in your car and you put a hose in your exhaust pipe,
right?
right, and you close the garage,
Right.
you wouldn't have a horrible death. You would slowly get tired.
You'd pass out. You get euphoric. You feel high.
Yeah, it would be a slow. That's what they, people used to do, unfortunately. But so it's similar to that method of natural. It's not like they're gassing you or giving you poison or injecting you.
I see.
They're just slowly adjusting the carbon level, so that as you inhale more carbon and you get less oxygen, you start to get tired. And I mean, I don't know all the details. Maybe there's something else in there. Please,
Right.
if you're a listener, look up the machine. Check it out. Please don't go use it.
Right.
I mean, unless you have to.
Right.
I don't know. Would you use it?
I say no right now, but I don't have a debilitating disease. I'm not having my bones hurt every second of the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's really easy for me to say no, I wouldn't use it.
Right.
I know that there are people in the world who every second of the day is a struggle and a fight to get through. So it's a really hard argument to tell them, hey, taking a life is wrong and you should try and die naturally and this whole thing. It's kind of like trying to convince them to be vegan. You know what I mean? To not eat meat because the body was meant to consume vegetables, and they're like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? I just want this pain to end. I'm tired of being in pain all the time. Pain medicine doesn't work anymore. That's how much pain I'm in.
But what happened to Dr. Kevorkian? Do you remember this guy?
I think he died. I think he was an old man.
Did he go to prison?
I think he did for a little while, but it wasn't like a long time because he wasn't actually doing anything. Like the patients were the ones flipping the switches. So he wasn't like if he had been the one killing them, then he would have been accused of murder. But he was just providing the machine.
Was he the first popular one to do this? Because there has to be people over time who've done this.
Right, who've like assisted and I'm sure there's been like many nurses and people who've like slipped stuff into the IV bag, you know.
Just like some sugar like in the trunk of the, gas tank.
Right, like they've kind of like maybe put a little pillow over the face or whatever. I mean, I'm sure that
pillow over the face.
No, I mean, just to like send someone on their way out of like compassion or their version of compassion, and they're unknown. And then Dr. Kevorkian came along and he was like, "Hey, I'm in Oregon, and you can come to me. Mm-hmm. Like you can come from all over the country, and I'll take care of you."
Did he take insurance?
I don't think so.
So it just was.
I think it was cash only.
Cash. And I wonder, what did he charge for that?
I know. I wonder, like, how much it costs.
And why would anyone care? Like, I'm saying, if you're going there, why would you care how much it costs? Like, what I mean is...
What if you're $1 short? Like,
No, but like, yeah, like, why... Like, let's say, would you really cram the numbers?
Right.
Like, sitting at home, like, well, I would put all my life savings into this. It's like, yeah, you might not need that. But I guess people share it to the next of kin, the next generation.
But like I said, man, some people are in like bone-crushing pain. Like they're in so much pain. Like every second is a fight, is a struggle. So it's easy for me to sit here and say that because I'm not in that kind of pain. So it's hard for me to go, well, or the people who are on COVID, where every breath is a struggle. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've ever drowned in a pool, or had anyone like dunk you in a pool.
Well, if you drown, you don't come back.
Well, no, you can. What I'm saying is drown, meaning like having water get into your lungs.
Oh, yeah.
And then you come up and you're like, or maybe someone kicks you in the stomach and you have that little reaction where the wind's knocked out of you. Imagine being like that all the time. Where you're on a ventilator.
Oh, yeah.
And you're struggling for air like all the time.
Yeah.
And you're like, and they tell you like, hey, it's not going to change. Like, you're not going to get better. This is it. You smoked cigarettes, and unfortunately, you have lung cancer, and you're gonna die this way. This is it. You're looking at your life. You have like 6 months to live. That's our best prognosis.
That's when you have the oxygen tank and you go to the casino.
Right.
You smoke.
Right.
You're like, whatever.
Right.
Whatever.
Right. So, So I can see people now flying to Sweden and trying out this machine.
Yeah, I wonder... Okay, so people are going to fly out to Sweden. Now, the next way that I think about this is if you love your animal, would you try to get your animal in this chamber because going to the veterinarian is so brutal?
Well, no, because I think they do it like... They give them a shot. It's not that brutal.
But we don't know what the animal goes through after the shot.
Well, that's true, but
this way you can see.
They do euthanasia to the animal. They basically put them under. It's like the same shot they give convicts when they give them the life sentence or whatever. Like they basically give them a shot to stop their heart.
Yeah, they say that's inhumane. Like the big challenges at these executions, is that the prisoner is suffering.
I see.
So, and if they don't have a certain amount of whatever, I'm sure a listener knows, there's some medicine that they have to give them before the poison goes in, or it's considered cruelty.
Right.
So there's been executions where like that medicine is limited. Like it doesn't mean they're going to use all of it, but they have to have enough of it in the bag, or they have to cancel the execution. Right. There's like a certain amount of milliliters or whatever has to be available.
Right.
Even though it doesn't take all of it It's just everybody's different,
Yeah.
and the amount you would use changes based on how much goes in your body.
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild. But I wonder, yeah, if there's people, because sometimes it seems like animals nowadays are like family. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah.
there's people who have strollers, and the dogs are in the strollers, and they're wearing clothing,
Like wearing clothes, yeah.
and they're getting fed. I mean, they have a feeder, even on a plane. I'm sure you heard this story. A lady was breastfeeding her cat
Oh wow.
on the plane,
Wow.
and it's her right because it's her baby,
I guess.
and the cat actually likes to eat that way.
I mean, if you're unable to have children, I can see why you would have an animal take the place of that, because like humans are sort of hardwired to have children, or at least to have like a next level down, like to have something to take care of. And animals are so much less there's so much less worry, or so much less work. There's so much less work than an actual child.
But if you're breastfeeding your cat,
Right, but I'm saying the cat's not gonna cry and say like "Mama, more," or it's
it might claw you. I'm saying cats are aggressive.
well, right, but I'm saying like you go to the pound, or you go to the breeder, and you get the right cat. I mean, I'm sure she probably paid $1,000 for this.
Well,
cat.
I think, maybe, but the breeder now, I think in California is illegal.
Oh, I
You're
see.
not allowed to have breeders anymore.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it used to be, you go to the mall, there's like a pet store.
Yeah.
I think that's done.
Okay.
Those days are done.
Yeah. But I mean, in the past, you could like breed a certain temperament into a cat, into a dog,
Wow.
so that they would be, like automatic. Now you can go to the pound and you can actually spend time with the animals beforehand, before you take them home,
Wow.
and you can see if you want to be with them or not. So if they're calm, if you get along with them, because you don't want to get home and find out like, oh, that they're all over the place and they're scratching you and all that. Like that's not going to be a good match.
But they have to be a
Next
little
thing you know,
bit.
they're going to be back at the pound.
Yeah, I mean, they have to have some, like, we look at the way that the minds develop.
Yeah.
So any animal that has been abandoned
Yeah.
is going to have some psychological stress
Yeah.
about abandonment issues.
Right.
And they're probably not going to want to be alone, for you
Right.
to close the door, whatever it is. So there's damage. The damage is done.
Yeah.
I mean, they are like similar to humans. I mean, there's a lot of humans who have damage, but then there's a wide range of humans now that are trying to find damage. It's different. Like there was a time where people had damage, but they would be in denial.
Yeah.
Right? And now it's like, I am damaged. Everyone's walking around like, I'm more
Right.
damaged than you. No,
Right.
but I'm the most damaged. And it's like now a battle of damage.
But see, I believe that damage can be healed.
Absolutely.
I believe, and that's in animals and in humans. But you have to give it the right amount of space and time in order to heal. And chocolate's a perfect example. So our dog is a perfect example, because when we first got her, she had all these claw marks on her. It looked like she'd been in a battle with like a bear or something. And she was very timid, and she wouldn't bark, or she wouldn't, go out and do anything. So, it took a lot of walking, and it took a lot of time, and it took a lot of effort and feeding and, stuff like that. But now she just, is chill. She's a pretty chill dog.
Absolutely.
And I think that humans are the same way. Like if you give humans the time, and you focus in on them, I think that damage, again, the key being time. Maybe it takes 200 years and you die before that time elapses, but you can still heal from damage. It might take a week. You never know. So it's good to at least start that healing process, in order to give the right environment for healing, and anything can be healed, I think.
I agree with you. I completely agree that anything can be healed. Like you said, space and time is a great way to put it, because that is basically the context of infinity, you know?
Right.
So you have all these different things that can happen. One other thing I wanted to talk about. So, Joel Osteen,
Yeah.
okay, allegedly, there was some plumbers at the church, and they were doing some kind of construction in the bathroom, and when they broke the wall open, they found $500,000.
Really?
Yeah. So, obviously, the police are investigating, and they're trying to figure out what's happening. I guess back sometime in the mid-2000s, Joel Osteen had reported, or his organization had reported, that there was a theft of donations totaling $300,000 or $400,000 or close to the number.
Yeah.
And now they've located the money inside of the wall. So the question is, did Joel Osteen's organization hide the money and report a robbery or a theft to avoid having to pay or whatever they have to do with that money? I'm not sure if it's taxable. Or did someone who worked from the organization hide it in there with the idea at some point they would be able to steal it?
Interesting. Hiding money in a wall. That's so, like, old school. That's so, like, 1920s.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of money. I mean,
yeah,
I'm saying
500,000.
cash.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I just find it, like, for me, I think it's weird that the money was reported stolen and then found in the wall. So when I think of that, like, scenario, someone had to have put it in the wall, and someone had to have reported it stolen. So my question is there any chance that that was the same person? Because,
of course.
Because that's a crime.
It's a crime, yeah. I think that he's actually the largest church in the United States.
Right.
So when you're dealing with that kind of money and that kind of power, you're going to have corruption. You're just going to.
Yeah.
You're going to have the corruption. So I would say it's probably several people, because you have the temptation with all that money to, like you said, you don't know if it's taxable or not. I would say that religious funds generally aren't, but I don't know, with something that big, I mean, I would assume that someone is monitoring them, I'm assuming that they're going to have issues with, like, the building that they own, because they own the Compaq Center, which is where the Houston Rockets used to play.
They got to pay tax on that.
Yeah, and it was like $100 million to renovate. So,
there's a lot of money in church.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he happens to be the largest church in the United States. So, so he's a little bit, unique in that regard.
Okay, what was the thing? I don't know if you know this answer. What was the thing during? Was it? I'm not sure if it was not Katrina, but what was the thing that hit Texas? It was a hurricane or something, and he wasn't allowing people to go into the church.
Oh, right.
What
right.
was that?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
It had to be like a hurricane.
Right. It was like some sort of storm.
Yeah, it was something, and people were getting flooded.
Right.
And there was nowhere to go. It's like Houston's underwater.
Yeah. What he wanted to do was he wanted to protect, because the church, he didn't want to get the church dirty, basically. So the church is like redesigned with like plush seating, and it has like like TV sets, and it has like a band, and it has everything like that. So what he didn't want to happen was he didn't want it to be destroyed, so that it had to be reconfigured, and he just didn't want that situation to come up where people were coming in and messing up the
house of God.
Right.
But
because it's not a Catholic church. Like a Catholic church is like wooden pews. There's nothing really to steal there. You know what I mean? It's like this is like a Beverly Hills grocery store. You know, he was being protective of, like I said, the largest church in the United States, so that they didn't have to spend the money to fix it. So I think he was trying to divert people to other locations. So he's not part of the Catholic Church where people will normally like shelter in place in a Catholic church. He's a Protestant. So they don't have that same requirement.
Okay. Helping people.
Within the location. So like their house of God, if you will, doesn't have that like requirement to have people sleep, like to have homeless people sleeping on the pews or whatever. They have a much richer situation, that they invest a lot more money, and I think possibly for insurance purposes, like maybe it had to do with that. So I don't know, but basically he just made the call that it was going to be like that, and he made it. So there you go.
Yeah, so he's I don't know, how I look at that. I don't know too much about all the rules and regulations inside of the churches and temples. I mean, all this stuff, I don't really know exactly what they're supposed to do. In my mind,
it would be like a temple. A perfect example. Like a temple wouldn't allow homeless people to come in and sleep on the floor.
But during a flood, they would let them in, I think.
They wouldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah, they wouldn't do it.
They would be like, no.
No, because
the Torah could get
the Torah could get stolen. You know what I mean? The books, like the chairs. It's the same sort of situation. Like you want to help, but at the same time, you don't want to like drown while you're helping someone up out of the water. You know what I mean? Because that can happen. Like here you are trying to help someone get out of a drowning situation, and here they are pulling you down underneath.
This actually just happened in China. There was a 85-year-old lady who slipped and fell into the river.
Yeah.
And there was a delivery man in his 30s who saw her fall in, and she's basically sinking. He jumps in to save her, and then they both die.
Right. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? You want to avoid situations like that. So while it's unfortunate, because the thing is, you could be there for another person down the road, ideally. Like it does no benefit to both of you dying.
Okay, so question for listeners. If you are a part of your local temple, you're part of the local church, find out what would happen in the case of a Mother Nature disaster. Earthquake, flood, hurricane, fire, whatever it is. Are you able to shelter in place? Are they going to let you in? Or are they going to lock the doors and watch you suffer? I just want to know. Let us know.
Right.
Anyway, we're sorry about the background noise. We're outside, and for some reason, whenever we start, they send in all the choppers and all the woodworkers. Every episode out here. Right. It's so funny.
Right.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right, well, this is Dan.
This is John.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace.